Hey everyone, let's talk about productivity. Well, that's a big concept that has probably a few thousand videos on YouTube and who knows where, and with all the little tips and tricks. But still, nonetheless, I'd like to share with you one concept that I've been implementing for about 10 months now, so from the beginning of this year, and I cannot tell you how much it has changed my life for the better. So the concept is called time blocking, and it's something that actually a lot of people are doing in different fields like sports, arts, and really everything that involves crafts and just this continuous manual labor and effort. And it wasn't really something that I kind of knew how to look for, but after reading this book, The One Thing by Gary Keller, an awesome book by the way, really recommend it, that after reading that book, it started to make more sense. So, what is this time blocking? Well, it is essentially you deciding on a specific number of activities that are in your field, in arts, or whatever you're doing, that you know that you ought to be doing, and those are the activities that get you further. And the second part is devoting or deciding on a specific amount of time, whether there are 30 minutes, hours, like couple, 2, 3, 4 hours, and then sort of building them together and having this time block where you're doing only those activities. What started to make sense for me about this concept were actual examples of people, and let's say Michael Phelps, the guy who was guy who's won the most Olympic medals ever, like 22 gold medals around. So crazy stuff. So with him, he trained ever since he was 11 or so for 6 hours every day. Let's take Arnold Schwarzenegger when he was bodybuilding. He had 5 hour sessions also, again, every day that he would never sacrifice. Just the guy did his thing in those hours. And let's take few writers. Stephen King, Somerset Maugham were said to have had routines of 8 to 12 every day when they just sat their ass down and went to write. But what have I learned from incorporating this into my life? You know, it's really like having an anchor in, and it's just something that it's quite hard to describe how powerful can it be that when you start off a day, then boom, you know immediately what you gotta do, and really serves us as we are habitual creatures as humans are, that we just tend to do things over and over. Then this really gives you the chance to empower this habitual nature of humans, and just to create empowering habits that really get you forward every day. Well, and also me, who is a super neurotic and just able to overthink the most meaningless and little activities, that then by having these activities and through time blocks, it really has helped me to calm down and yeah, not go too crazy every day of like thinking, am I doing enough? Are these the right things? So it's sort of an reality check of knowing how much you can do in one day, and just not worrying about it too much, because you know that okay, if I devote myself enough to these activities one day, and I know that these are the things that are necessary for me to get to where I want to go, then it really helps you to take a more laid back approach and just enjoy what you're doing as well. Another thing you might be wondering is that, are those 4 or 5 hours, are they enough? Like if I'm really devoted and passionate into getting to the place I want to go, is it going to be enough? Well, if you look at it historically, then it really seems to be enough. And I really have to stress that these are the core activities that you should be doing every day. And if you spend the time in doing the things that are the most important to you, then that day doesn't really end with the 4 or 5 hours of dedicated work. Then you can move on into other things, and everybody have their own circumstance, whether you study and work, and you cannot be always working on your main thing either. So this is really just devoting on your sort of life's tasks, or however you want to call it. And yeah, right now it just sounds like this fancy, easygoing talk, but I know how hard it is at the beginning to properly and fully implement these habits into your life. But then again, if it's really something that you're passionate for, it's just something you want to do and you love doing, then there's really no question about it. You just gotta do it. And what this time blocking is really, it acts like a countermeasure for the human side that tends to be sometimes lazy and overly idealistic. Then this just eliminates the doubt, the hesitation, and sort of programs you into doing the thing that you love. And this is really why I called it building a productive lifestyle, because now for me there's not even a question about doing it. It's just something that I do naturally. And so yeah, it's the beginning, it might require more discipline, then it just sort of becomes a habit that you can kind of waver with, but then ultimately it will become part of who you are and just part of your lifestyle. And then I guess it really depends on how much can you push yourself further, and then what's the environment, and the other circumstances that you can bring yourself to. So this is really just about it, what I wanted to talk about time blocking, at least what I've come to learn right now and what I've experienced myself and from the other people that I've come across. And things might change, so let's see how this goes. But right now I can say for sure that this is like the guiding and like the fundamental principle how I approach and build up my day on. So thanks for watching, guys. Well, leave a comment if there's something that you do yourself, like what are your keys for productivity and just getting shit done. Yeah, well, again, thanks for watching, guys, and see you soon.